in the plume from that fire. And we can, you know, we've got imagery, we can show where the lightning strikes were on that day, and that fire was actually spreading through spotting, through the fire running, and through lightning strikes. It was causing its own lightning.
We're only just beginning to understand the dynamics of fire in this ever-changing climate. And the race is on to adapt to our increasingly fiery future.
By the docking port towards the body of the space station. Sasha saw it go past underneath us in the window, and he shouted at me, "Michael, go to the Soyuz." Straight into the base block, and then the Spectre module.
It could be a different world.
The size of ice crystals in cirrus clouds has a critical impact. Here, the virtual net has already been sprung. In a 150-kilometre circle around Darwin, weather balloons are released every 3 hours. 6 kilometres above Alf, the Russian geophysicists prepares to fly over the top of the storm, guided by the Germans in the Falcon.
Mawson's plan was to sledge onto the Antarctic plateau. In this foreboding landscape, Mawson and his party had covered 500 kilometres. Once again, he found himself in endless fields of crevasses.
Of another male. The sperm from the traumatic inseminator makes its way through the body of the traumatized male.
Heading deeper and deeper until they reach the heart of enemy territory.
They actually scrape out the sperm from different males.
The sperm meets the egg and fuses with the egg, and bingo, you've got a new individual with a mixture of genes from both the egg and the sperm.
Elephant seals, like humans, carry their offspring inside the body with a conventional long-term pregnancy. But marsupials use a different strategy for their babies.
I was amazement found that in fact what we got was this huge modified stomach. It was like a plastic bag.
It seemed the mother swallowed her eggs. The 25 or so young developed inside her. They turned off her stomach juices so she couldn't eat for 6 weeks. Then the froglets made an extraordinary entrance into the world.
When male and female flatworms come together to mate, they actually fuse together. Why they become stuck together as it was the rest of their lives, I don't know actually. But in that case, absolutely true monogamy.
They station themselves in strategic positions for the cutting off of the whale's retreat. We may call that movement number 1. They then begin to harry the whale from all sides, meanwhile working it gradually into the shallow water, rushing at it with great ferocity, leaping out of the water and crashing down on the whale's body, and doing everything possible to wear the poor beast out.
The newly discovered Flinders Current starts to the south of Australia and runs westward along the continental slope. All along the coast, huge submarine canyons slice into the continental shelf, funneling nutrient-rich water. These submarine canyons are nearly 5,000 metres deep, deeper than North America's Grand Canyon. Although the Bonnie upwelling remains the richest, smaller upwellings are being discovered all along the Flinders Current.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef and the coastal rainforest. Cyclone country. But some years, cyclones hit harder and they hit more often. These are the La Nina years. But it hasn't disappeared. The rain has moved away from the Pacific coast of Peru and Chile, displaced by an intensifying system of circulating air that stretches right across the Pacific. As the system grows, it drives the trade winds with greater force. The trade winds drive warm surface water, which is eventually trapped in the western Pacific, and the tropical sun heats it. This warm water generates more cyclones, more storms, more rain. The current streams from the Pacific into the Indian Ocean, pouring out of a giant pool of sun-warmed water around Indonesia, one of the biggest climate engines in the world. This engine releases some of its heat energy through the Lewin current, and its warm flow triggers a surge of life.